What's up, Transformdom? This is Ben here in China, and today we're going to take a look at the Masterpiece Stripes. This is from the MP-15 16E collection, and Stripes is basically a repaint of Ravage. The only accessory included for Stripes is this cassette cover in the Energon colors. As you can see, there's a Transformer stamp at the back of the cover. Before you insert Stripes into the cassette cover, you gotta make sure that these winglets and the holes line up correctly, so you can easily put Stripes into the cover. Taking a closer look at Stripes, you can see that the cassette mode is definitely molded more to the realistic look. It has the production stamp here, MC60 side A, metal position, Japan, all laid out in the front. Here is from the top, from the side, from the other side where you can see the leg kibble, the bottom, and at the back where you can see the winglet. And Stripes fits nicely into Soundwave and KFC Blaster. Before we transform Stripes, let's do some comps. Here he is with MP Ravage, and you can see that in the tape mode there are extra words on Stripes compared to Ravage. Frumble, Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, Bat, KFC's Rewind. What I like about the KFC's tapes is that it has the same kind of deco in terms of extra details and the other toys from the MP-15 16E line. So without further ado, let's transform Stripes to the animal mode. So here's Stripes transform into the animal mode, and he's a straight repaint of Jaguar. So he's supposed to be a tiger, but he doesn't really quite look the part. There's a slight retool or new mold for the winglets, whereas Jaguar has this missile parts. And that's about the only difference between these two molds other than the color choices. As for articulation, there isn't really much at the head. There is some articulation on the neck. The legs moves quite nicely. They move a little bit outward. Bend at the knees and paws. The back hips can move outwards. And there's also some bend at the knees and paws. The tail moves up and down, and you can articulate the winglets. I really don't like that there is a hole right there at the snout. And I also think that the body looks pretty long. And in my copy, the back section is quite loose. Let's do some comps. Let's start off with Ravage. Frumble, Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, Bat, Soundwave, KFC's Blaster, the rest of the crew from the MP-15 16E line. So what are my thoughts on this fella? Let's talk about 3 things I like about this and 3 things that I don't. First thing that I like is that there's some articulation at the feet. You can get him to do a wide stand pose, and you can get him to do some really low lying crouching pose. The second thing I like about this guy, and I'm digging really deep, is that this goat here is painted quite nicely. Yes, you can see I'm stretching quite a bit to find something I like about this fella. And I can't really find a third thing I like about this mold and this paint job. 3 things I don't like about this one. The first glaring one I don't like is this hole here, this gap in the snout. Second thing is that this toy, at least the ones I got, feels very loose. And you know, I can't expect much from the Chinese 3C release. Always usually have some problems. And the third thing I don't like about this guy is the lack of articulation at the head. There's just no articulation at all. So would I recommend buying this entire set line? Perhaps not. If you're just focused on collecting the characters from the cartoon, you can skip this completely, even though there's a new mold in Night Stalker. Just wait for the release of Steeljaw. Unless you're into troop building. Yes, this is pricier than the normal cassettes sold individually, but it is a nice way of adding troops and repaints for small bots that doesn't take a lot of shelf space. So what are your thoughts? Please leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share button. Please also sub and bell to my channel. This is Ben again in China signing off, and I'll see you on the flip side.